We'll now go ahead and open it up to questions from the media for Golden Knights defenseman Alex Pietrangelo. We'll hold just a moment for a few questions to come in for Alex. First question will go to Ben Goetz with Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Hi, Alex. Thanks for taking some time today. Just what was it like with your first practice as a Golden Knight and getting out there and getting started on this season?
Yeah, I think we've been skating together for almost a month now. So, the transition's been pretty good for me. I got to, skate with the guys prior to this. I mean, first day is always a bit of a scatter where the energy's probably at its highest. Everyone's excited to kind of get things going. But, everyone's trying to find their place. I always say it's hard when you're not in those scrimmages too, when you don't practice your D-zone coverage a whole lot with the guys when you're just playing in the summer. So, as we get on through camp and start playing some more scrimmages, I think continue to get more fun because you can just see the energy for us, right? It's fun to get back and play some real hockey.
Next question for Alex will go to Justin Emerson with Las Vegas Sun.
Hey, Alex, obviously you're going to be on a new team for the first time in your career, but just with everything else going on in the year, what do you, whether it's the schedule or the travel or the divisional realignment, do you think is going to be the most different this year about a regular season?
Honestly, the amount of hockey, I think you're playing pretty well every other day for 4 months. So, depth is going to be important. Rest is going to be important mentally and physically. So it's going to be a lot of hockey. We're going to have to find a way to kind of stay engaged, stay in tune with what we got to do. And I think getting off to a good start is going to be real important for us.
Next question will come from Jesse Granger with The Athletic.
Hey, Alex, as mentioned, you've been on the same team for so long. You haven't had to get to know this many new teammates. What's that process been like? And is it a little fun, something different than the last 10 years?
Yeah, and I think that's the way the game is now, and even when you're in one spot, there's always players that are coming and going, right? So the good thing about us is that we all have one thing in common. It's doing our job. So certainly easy to find some common ground. Like I said, I'm lucky this is my first day here. We've been here for almost a month. So getting acclimated with, the city and the people and the teammates and the kids and all that's important because, we want to come into work every day and feel comfortable. So far, so good. And, when you've played as long as I have, you know guys through different events, whether it's the World Championships or the All-Star game or, playing with them in previous years. So that's nice because you have an opportunity to kind of catch up with guys.
Next question for Alex will come from Vince Sapienza with Channel 5 Las Vegas.
Hey, Alex, just a quick two-parter. I guess, was there a moment when you put on that VGK sweater that, still that weird feeling? I know you're getting comfortable. And then the only other part I would ask is, being that this is the first day of camp, but you've been skating, is there something about this group that jumped out to you that maybe you weren't aware of, whether you were playing against them or seeing them from afar?
Well, the first part to your question, I think the first reality was when I was in St. Louis wearing a different uniform, getting dressed in a different locker room. So, you're somewhere your whole career and then you get kicked out and you're dressing in the other locker room wearing a different jersey. So that was a bit weird. Second part of it is I think, the speed that we have, especially up front, is going to be important for us. I mean, that's new to me. Playing with forwards, I can generate this much speed. So I think it helps my game, like to move the puck. So certainly something that's been a bit of an eye-opener, especially today, scrimmaging. But, as we continue to go and everyone starts, finding their place and getting used to the systems, I think it'll certainly make things easier for me in the way I want to play the game.
Next question will come from Willie Ramirez with the Associated Press.
Alex, you said you've been skating a little bit for about a month now, and then this being day one. As training camp progresses and you become acclimated with whomever, today you look like you're skating with Brady.
Willie, think you're breaking up there a bit on your question. Willie, you still have us there? We'll look to turn back to Willie a little bit later. Next question for Alex will go to Ken Bolke of Sinbin.Vegas.
I'm wondering if just the short time you've been in the city, if anything jumped out about you about Vegas that you didn't know necessarily.
I guess how little the motivation to go down this trip is, right? I mean, I didn't really know a whole lot about this area. Everyone knows it for what it is, but now living here, I mean, the desire to go down there isn't as much as I thought, other than for the food. So it's just, there's a whole new world that we didn't even know was here in the city. So it's exciting for us. It's part of, going somewhere new and trying something different.
Next question will go to Danny Webster of NHL.com.
Hey, Alex, you mentioned the schedule and the quick turnaround and whatnot, but the fact that the puck drops in 10 days, I guess, what is the collective mindset from you and the guys, knowing that you got this quick training camp and the puck drops in 10 days?
Yeah, it's important to get through training camp and work on, what you want to work on. It's going to come quick. And again, there's no exhibition games. So, I don't know if everyone's fond of them, but in these situations where, some teams, some guys haven't played for, maybe 9 months, I think it's important to get through training camp and get, done what you want to get done. I mean, myself, a lot of pretty much everybody here played in the bubble too. So I think that's going to help because we're not that far removed from playing games. But, even these scrimmages, as we progress through camp, it's going to be important to, get what we want to get out of it because, before we're going to be playing, 4 games in the first, 8 or 10 days. So it's going to come quick.
Do a couple more here with Alex Pietrangelo. First, we'll look to go back to Willie Ramirez with the Associated Press.
All right, let's try this again. Can you hear me, Alex?
Yep.
Okay, so you had mentioned that you had been skating for about a month, and today, obviously, day one. As you become more acclimated with your teammates and the pairings, today looked like you were skating with Braden. Will you bend Peter's ear a little bit? Will they confer with you, or is it something you just let the coaches see what they feel is looks best in terms of, you're a veteran, in terms of who you feel most comfortable with as training camp progresses?
Well, I'm sure there'll be some dialogue, but for the most part, I'll leave it up to them. I mean, even previous years, I've pretty much played with anybody. I think it should be interchangeable because there's situations in games when you're going to have to mix and match your pairings. So I think if you can play with everybody, it's certainly a luxury to have on the back end. So right now, it looks like it'll be me and Naber. And we've been skating together too, but it's fun to kind of get into a real game and learn each other's tendencies and have some communication. And I think things will continue to get better for us. I mean, it's a whole new thing for him too. He was playing with lefty last year. Now he's playing with a righty. So it's a big change for him too. And certainly we'll continue to work on it together. We've had good dialogue so far between the two of us. So I expect things to work out pretty good.
We'll do one final question with Alex. That question will go to Jesse Granger with The Athletic.
You kind of touched on it with McNabb, but I was going to ask you, just skating with him, what stood out about Braden and maybe what makes him easy to play with?
Well, defensively especially, he tough to get by. Certainly makes my life easy because he's a little more physical than I am, so he can eliminate the puck, allows me to go and get it. And I think too, even just today, watching him get up in the rush, I think we can feed off each other and read off each other fairly well offensively too. He's going to want to get up there and make plays, and I want him to, and he's going to be able to free me up and allow me to do some stuff. So we certainly think the game the same way. We both want to get that thing moving, but he's certainly a big body that can allow me to do what I want to do with the puck. So he's been moving it quick, and again, we've had good dialogue together, which is important because if you're going to play big minutes, you want to make sure you're on the same page with each other.
That'll conclude Alex Pietrangelo's availability. Alex, thanks for doing this.
Yep, you're welcome, guys. See ya.